Yeah, that is true.
He's a level 30 NP. I don't think you'd have to pry it out of his cold, dead hands.
True. This could be a good Morphling game for Spawn, and we know that Jacroy is very good on it. It's getting banned out 100%, so I think you pick it now.
Hmm.
If you are
What do you
if you're
think about
Spawn.
Bloodseeker?
Mm, I mean, you are up against the Pango, but more and more I'm seeing these Pangos do well against the Seeker.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I would feel comfortable picking it. I think Morphling is still like the hero, and Morphling usually does well and has the timing over these heroes that do well with the Magnus. I guess you ban out the Faceless
Hmm.
Void and you're pretty much okay.
Yeah, you're pretty much set. And you have one ban left for anti-mage? Question mark.
And I'm pretty sure we've seen our fair share of anti-mage, and if someone is gonna be picking it, it's probably gonna be Xerxia again. Everyone else, well, not so sure about it.
Me neither, and I do think they should indeed not be so sure about it either. But anti-mage could escape from this lane. Um, anti-mage would have a decent. Let's see. Okay, we're doing Shaker.
Okay, so Primal Beast mid now, 100%
Hmm.
probably. If it is red, then P. Okay, that would be the case anyways. But now it's more realistic that we're gonna be seeing an Earthshaker in Nature's Prophet lane. Really, does look pretty solid. You are good against the Pango. You keep your distance away from the Riki. I guess you're not gonna be going for echoes, but I really wouldn't mind the build like what Tims was going for yesterday,
Hmm.
just to make sure that you're far enough away. You're getting the fissures out, and you're always there with your team.
Exactly. Sit back, buy your lens, buy your shard, set up for arrows, set up for primal beast charging in. I keep calling it a charge, even though it's the
It's a
Magnus who does that.
charge. It's
Yeah.
a charge. Magnus isn't charging in either. It's an skewer. This is an
Mm.
onslaught, But I would call all of those spells charge, and that would be it. Just kidding. We need to have some kind of a difference between them. But yeah, it is. You are running into your enemy, so it's
Hmm.
not a problem that you're calling
Drow.
it that. So they ban out the drow. Are they
You
are they
you might be
gunning
on the
for that
money.
morphling?
You might be indeed.
What
And
if
Fnatic is going to
Fnatic
be
pick a
picking first.
troll? What if they pick a troll?
I mean, I would absolutely love a troll. Like you shrug most of this off. You're phenomenal versus Nature's Prophet. You really don't care much about the primal beast at all.
It's a perfect troll game. You have a good lineup to be behind you, and you also have solid lockdown on your side.
Very
So
so.
everything there is nice. So they banned out the Ursa. Okay, that makes sense. It's another good hero against the Nature's Prophet overall in the lane.
Hmm. And that leaves us at so the bets are on troll morphling here.
Uh, Faces Void is also there, but not a lot of damage into the Chrono, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, if I had a billion years to go through the heroes that they're gonna pick, I would have never even put Enigma on the table. It is a carry Ricky
No.
that we are seeing here.
Okay. Well, that's certainly allowed, but yeah, can't say that I've been impressed with it. I think we've had this fight before, and yeah, of course you switch it up over on Spawn. Then you just pick the Doom. Goodbye, Enigma Black Holes. Hopefully.
It's not a Ricky carry, it's a Magnus carry. Oh boy, we are in for a treat here. We are in
Okay,
for a treat. Before
time to sit up straight.
TI10, before TI10, I was casting some
Yes.
Southeast Asia, and these guys in Southeast Asia, they were just rocking the safe lane Magnus, right,
Hmm.
and doing very well on him because really the empower is really great for
Ridiculous.
the Magnus himself. So I'm okay with this, but it is very weird.
Yeah, very, very weird is indeed the term that I would use, but look at the team fight on these guys. Like, I don't actually think Spawn gets to go in without first having one of those arrow pickoffs at all. Like, at all. And also a really great wave push, really good wave clear, decent tower consequences with this Enigma. Like, if this Magnus is going to farm as hard as I think he will, as he should, and yeah, especially if you maybe get a couple of pushes under tower, maybe grab that Doom. then that should be. This looks really good for Fnatic, I have to say.
The more I'm looking at the Fnatic lineup, the more I like it. And the reason is that Spawn, as you mentioned, they need to have this vision. They need to have this potential for initiation. And you're up against the Riki, you're up against the Enigma. Pango can constantly fight, right? The only thing that you have vision-wise is the Nature's Prophet shoving in the lanes and then using the Mirana ulti to kind of play around those lanes. But that is not an ideal scenario to be starting the fights, to be getting pickoffs, and to knowing exactly where your enemies are and if they have any info on where you are. So because of that, I'm gonna be going for Fnatic here. Even though I love the Nature's Prophet, it was just shown to me that Spawn have some problems there in terms of controlling the map with enough heroes, shoving in the waves and keeping their enemies in a clumped up area. And because of it, I'm gonna be going for Fnatic.
Yep, and I will be doing pretty much the same here, unfortunately, for Spawn. That last lineup was definitely the one where I felt ready to back them versus a more experienced opponent. And this one, I think you have the ease of execution against you this time. You're going to have a lot of pickoffs with initiations that are going to be hard initiations. You're not going to get out of anything here. You're up versus a Rubik save, you're up versus a Riki vision. It's gonna be so hard. You're all short range versus a bunch of AoE ultimates. I don't see this one ending well for Spawn.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. It's not looking good overall, but we'll see. They can do it if they are able. I mean, their lineup is capable of it. If they are able to shove in those lanes, if they are able to capitalize on the side lanes with the fissure into an arrow, get a couple of kills there, you go off of your timings, the BKB on the Primal Beast comes out early, I can see them winning. But they lacked in those same areas in the previous game. But either way, it is gonna be game 2. Spawn, they're fighting to stay in this tournament. They're back to a corner, and that is when the beast is gonna be at its most dangerous. So Mamang Daya, we are looking at you. Though this Doom, I've never seen this set. Look at Cthulhu there. A lot of Cthulhu teams there. The face,
very, very nice, and I love the animation of like the little teeth between the tentacles.
yeah, it's insane. You know, as I mentioned, a lot of that Cthulhu theme in Dota, we got a Faceless Void, who's basically, you know, the same thing. So I'm excited for it for sure.
Excited for everybody to slowly go insane.
Yep, I guess. We do play Dota slowly. Oh, Kips. Yeah, I can see that you're out of the loop with the with Dota a bit. But anyways, Spawn, they are blocking the. Have you ever seen this? Safe lane first wave into the enemy offlane tower. Yeah, this doesn't happen often.
No, that certainly does not. And usually you like the only time when this used to happen is with the double fissure blocks, but that was really only one from Dalal.
What the hell? How did that happen? Did he? There's no way. He had to use 2. Are you 100% positive? I don't know. Either way, it was fun to see. And well, Red, you were close to your tower previously. Now you're gonna be close to ours. Jounuel gonna be blocked in. He might go through the trees, but he has nowhere to go. And now he's gonna be slapped. Jounuel, he is gonna be in a world of pain. This guitar hurts. That should not be used to smash someone's head in. And they get the first blood Spawn. Oh man, these are some really nice shenanigans here in the top lane. Not something I would have expected.
Absolutely not, but it's exactly the thing you need to do in order to get out of this laning stage. And now he pops the clarity over on the low. Really though, like look at his mana pool. You can only get 3 fissures. He didn't have a clarity before. It was only 1 fissure, my dude. I'm very sure.
So if this game would start and like which lane is gonna get the first blood, or is there a possibility for a first blood while the heroes are level 1? We would say, well, no, like there is no way that is gonna happen. Maybe on the runes when there's more heroes, but like this, not really.
Or like maybe, you know, you look at Travis, he has a pointing arrow, he hits a 4-second arrow on the Riki who's made of, you know, wafer paper, maybe, but no, that man has Starstorm.
Yep, so, yeah, very weird though. Let's talk a little bit about the mid lane Pango versus the Primal Beast. Any favorites here? Can the Primal Beast threaten the Pango who has 2 mobility spells?
Threaten, no, but sustain, clear the wave, absolutely yes. Like Armel cannot actually get into a bully fight with Mamangdaya. He shouldn't be able to, but he doesn't really need to because he can just shove the wave, and then Mamangdaya has to choose between CSing or actually dealing with Armel.
And Armel is going to try to prevent this Primal Beast from farming under the tower. He does actually prevent him from getting quite a lot of CS there. And another wave is under the tower. Mamangda not happy about this. He needs to push out Armel as Red is being pushed out of the top lane. But Jounel again in a same situation. And once more, he's going to be hearing the tunes of death. Red gets Jounel another time.
This is a dream start for Spawn Team on this top lane. Like the Rubik +5 is of course a little on the weak side. Really, the only thing you've got to offer is a good trading potential with that Fade Bolt. But this is not a lane that's going to look to trade with you anytime soon. Like, the Doom is just here to slap you around.
Mamangdaya, extra armor. He's not taking any damage. Nice Fisher. There is gonna be a Fade Bolt in 7 seconds. They wanted an uproar, and you are gonna be afraid. But Armel, not so much. He's gonna have a shield crash in just a second. Mamangdaya, he's hiding. A big beast is hiding. How can you miss him? Look at how huge he is. But Armel, he is not going to be getting that kill, and now he's going to be in a ton of trouble. He might be the one going down. Swashbuckle at the ready, but it doesn't matter. You're going to get ran over by Mamangdaya, who now just is going to be happy about what just happened here in the mid lane. Beautifully done, the lull versus Jonuel again goes towards the lull, but now at the expense of his mid laner.
Dalol having a dream start here, and the 2 kills on top enabled him to actually have level 3 going in there. I don't actually think that, like, sure, Armel knows that he's level 3, but I don't think he expected to get clapped that hard by the Totem Slam just because it's so early. And now Gabby!
This is a dream start for Spawn, really. Fnatic, their early game, there are some problems with it for sure. So, Boom, they had really good early game. When I looked at them, and I was like, how are these guys dropping to Division 2? But then their mid game was bad. Spawn, or not good enough, let's put it that way. But Spawn, or Fnatic, their early game is really bad. But their mid game understanding of what they need to do is actually quite nice.
They're very businesslike in that mid game, but no businesslike decisions being made here. Like, I don't know how Gabby dies.
He was very low. Shaker comes from the side. Red was low as well, and Gabby could have maybe ran, but he wanted to stay and fight Red. So then, I mean, it ended as it did.
His skewer was on CD, wasn't it, when he died?
No. Yes, it was, but he skewered forward to do more damage to Red.
Well, I guess that's exactly what I was talking about. It's not a very business activity. DeCroy?
Not even close. Not even close, Kips there. Yeah, there was no way he was gonna die. Does get himself back to the base. He's a Nature's Prophet, so he will be returning fairly soon. Jonuel again fighting Dalol. Dalol wants to get him onto the high ground there, but he has to use his telekinesis for something else. And Dalol is gonna miss on that Totem Slam, so it is gonna be a Rubik that lives this time around. And DD Rune picked up by the Mirana. Here comes the arrow. Pango, his back is gonna be broken to the side. There's Rolling Thunder not gonna be used, and he's dead again. Fnatic getting crushed in the laning phase. Jonah, oh, you want some more? No problem. Here comes the lull to deliver even more pain to you. He gets the stun. He needs 2 more hits. He's not gonna be getting those. Jonah should be able to get himself away from this one, but the lull, he does have the wind lace, and Jonah, his boots are not tied, but in the end he will be able to get him away.
And are these mid lane? No, Gabby is low again.
And he's dead. He is dead.
I mean, he didn't even need the lull to die there. He was already dead.
Probably not. Yeah, you're definitely right. And now the Doom is level 6, so he's gonna have that ulti. This Chain Lightning really is making a difference here in the top lane. And Magnus is actually a very tanky hero, but he just cannot live here.
No, like the percentage-based damage of the Infernal Blade, even though it's level 1, certainly doing a number on him, and then add the Chain Lightning to that, and spam out from this Doom who's got Arcane Boots, hoarding mangoes. He's going to spam out this lane. I'm not sure Gabby can even fully return here, and yeah, he's not. He's in the jungle right now.
even with all of this, the gold lead isn't even 1k. And that is because the bottom lane is going really well for Fnatic. So Ricky and the Enigma, they did a good number here on Jacroy, who is the lowest in terms of net worth by far.
Which is wild to see, right? And Nature's Prophet's laning strength is known between the harassment of the Treants and just the power of his right clicks. He never struggles in lane unless you put him up against, well, you know, a troll. But here, the denies of Kippy and the fact that he has his own army to turn against these Treants.
Battle of the armies. Jonuel hiding in the top lane, leeching some experience. Look at the lull, how much he wants this kill, how much he smells the Juno is there. I smell your fear, but you're not going to be able to pinpoint that one, and Red in the end will finish off this tower very early on. Fnatic are coming with the smoke. They're not going to be there in time.
They are not, but it might be in time for 2 kills, especially if Gabby gets to use this RP here.
Oh, they want the big one. They want Red, and they're gonna be getting him. I don't know if you even need the RP here. Probably not. Just a couple of more hits, and Armel just does more than enough damage to get Fnatic on the board finally in this game too.
Mamangdaya is also on his way to top now. Travens? Aerodaz, a bit optimistic. Well,
yeah.
DJ reappears and disappears.
That was an arrow to be sent there into the back if anyone comes to help. It was on purpose, Kips.
Travens have been... I mean, the zoning arrow on bot during the TP was actually a good example of a proper zoning arrow, as KP bites dust fast teleportation from Mamangdaya there. Catches the Enigma completely by surprise. Armel is also here now. What?
You don't want to be there, Armel. Now you're gonna get smashed into the ground, and that ground is gonna be broken and shook by the Shaker. In the end, Mamangdaya gets the kill. Armel, that is not a position you want to be in, especially when you're under enemy vision. He's gonna ping the ward out right now, a bit too late.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I think he was correct in thinking, all right, I gotta match like the fast movement, right? He's probably like Mamangdaya is probably going to be bot. That's a good read, but the only problem is that he's not actually in any position to fight him.
Definitely, and also with this kind of a start spawn, they're gonna have these next 5 minutes until the Riki gets the shard when the enemy supports are completely useless. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Exactly. Well, again, we have these low levels onto the Fnatic dire supports here. Well, at least the smokescreen is always super good.
Yeah, Mamangdaya, he was farming well, getting kills, and then he just walks into a big trap. It's a trap that will finally bring him down. And Gabby, I mean, this is a hero that died in his lane, that really wasn't doing all that well, and is now at the top of the network chart, actually, and that's against the Doom, who has a built-in Midas. He's gonna have a real Midas now as well.
Exactly. The farming capability of safe lane Magnus, one who just gets to max empower, is absolutely redonkulous. The fact that you get, what is it, like 75% larger bonus?
70% cleave damage, and basic damage increased by 63%. That's a big chunk of damage going your way.
And it's percentage based. That is the insane thing about it. It's not just like flat, it's not going to fall off. He's just going to get a percentage based damage boost AoE for the entirety of the game.
And luckily for strength heroes, you have this Echo Saber that is gonna be giving you base damage. Jacroy, he's being hunted here by DJ, and there is a smoke coming towards him. Jacroy, he doesn't even know how close to death he really is.
Maybe he'll find out very soon. Like, oh, I have actually been dying for the past 5 seconds.
They have a sentry, they're gonna find him, and with the Rolling Thunder, they're gonna go over him. He's dead. Mirana makes an offer here. Kill me too. I want to be a bonus, but with Mamangdaya being here and Dalul as well, they're gonna turn around onto Jonuel, smash him into the ground. Nice fissure there to stop the advance of the Enigma, but they still want to be going forward. Dalul very low. They don't have vision though here. Is it gonna be enough for him to fall with the Moonlight Shadow stopping? Dalul turns around just in time, but the Black Hole is at the ready. KP, you cannot ignore this guy. You definitely cannot. He would like to use it right now, but the ground is burning, and he will go down with its spawn. They get themselves the 2 kills, but they lose 2 as well. So in the end, it's definitely an even trade, maybe even Fnatic favored.
Maybe? I'm just bewildered by the fact that most of this chase took place behind 4 towers. Like, that ended behind the tier 2s and nothing is down as of yet. I mean, we're at 12 minutes. How does a fight go all the way through the jungle like that?
Well, Ricky. I guess it's the Ricky just giving vision.
Yeah.
That has to be it. But the Enigma walking over did kind of feel weird. Now that
Yeah.
Enigma is trying to defend this tower, and you know you won this lane, but you lost the tower. So is that really the case? I think that Spawn are gonna be super happy with this.
Absolutely. Like, yeah, that Enigma spent an eternity in walking all the way into the Radiant base and then died there, basically.
Yeah, true. Among that, I guess the kill on the top lane. When you have a haste rune on the Primal Beast, the damage output is just way too high.
Absolutely insane. All of those pulses. Do we call them pulses from the trample? Procs? Just come off so fast one after another.
We can go with the pulses, I guess. Junewell is dead. That's gonna be a Doom used, so Red, he does get him down. Sorry guys there for the Observer problems. The Observer was having some chair problems there, so couldn't really find that one. But in the end, it is gonna be a Rubik dead and the first Doom used. He has been doomed from the start of the laning phase, really. This hero just hasn't had a game.
Absolutely not. And he remains a very important target just because he's the one who can stop Mamang Daya's charge in his tracks. And that means that it is top priority for Spawn to get him out of the way to free up Mamang Daya's rampaging through these team fights.
So, Red continuing to farm. This Doom is looking really good, but the Magnus is still topping the network chart. He has the Echo Saber, and is that a Blink being delivered? Yes, it is. So, the Courier will deliver a big item to Fnatic that now is probably going to push them into the ability to finally fight. And Delol isn't going for a Blink. He does want a shard as well. So, I like this decision from the Shaker in this game in particular.
Exactly. Don't put yourself at risk of the Ricky. Hide in the trees. Inconvenience everybody constantly. He'll get that opportunity for the walk-in Echo Slams for sure.
Travis is just placing these sentries on the bottom lane. That arrow, if it had connected, DJ might have gone down, but in the end, those are just going to be wasted sentries, and DJ is going to be knowing about both of those.
Just the economic advantage of having a Riki versus supports without any hard lockdown. As Red, they know he's alone on the top lane now.
Yep, and they're going for him. That should be a dead Doom. I don't know if you saw what happened, but he got pulled in by the Shockwave, instantly uses the Hurricane to push himself away. In the end, it just wasn't enough. That is actually quite a nice spell to have against, against this Fnatic lineup. KP. And it's gonna not a cute situation for him. He gets an arrow, didn't want to use the mech. He's gonna use it now. He was baiting them in. Jacroy. Here comes Gabby. He doesn't have the RP any longer, and they'll kill the Enigma. Now Mirana jumps out. The Hurricane not gonna be doing much there to bring her back, but he jumps in and immediately gets pulled again by the Magnus, and they're gonna be getting another kill for themselves. Nice bait there for the Enigma. I thought you don't use that mech and none of the heroes of Spawn dies there, but in the end he does manage to pop it just at the tail end of his life.
And it especially works because Gabby has not gone for like a brain dead farming kind of build. He's got a Blink Dagger now. Going to go into a BKB next. We're not going to see Gabby AFK farm for the first 30 minutes of the game, as well, Armel's certainly continuing his streak of buying space, but that is not good for a Pangolier who really does need his item progression as well.
Oh, DJ, he's dodging everything here. He's gonna be pinged out, but he doesn't care. So much gold is being used to find this Ricky. He's gonna be fine, but as you mentioned, Armel is gonna be going down there. Dolol and Red with the usage of the Doom, just no problems killing that one. And now Rubik gets the trample. I don't really think in this game that you can get in there, because you're up against the Shaker and against the Primal Beast. Even the Doom is not a hero you want to get close to, so not the best spell to have.
Absolutely not, but hey, at the very least it's a good spell for farming.
True. That's what you want to do as the Rubik. DJ is in the enemy triangle. He's just trying to give some info. Spawn, they're in the mid lane pushing out the wave and probably gearing up for a smoke. They're gonna get a stun onto the Pango. He gets arrowed. You're not going for that one. They have vision of the Enigma and they know what is gonna happen if they come close.
Yep, and now they are facing the full might of 3 cores gathered in that mid lane, 3 big AoE ultimates at the ready as well, and Fnatic is scouting to give an opportunity to use those ults.
Moonlight Shadow used, they're gonna smash the Riki, he gets the sleep dart out, and the arrow is not gonna be connected. The black hole, immediately the Monk die, he gets pushed out, immediately pulled back in by the Magnus, and now onto the Doom. He does have a BKB, so you can use that one, but you don't see him. They have no vision here. You need to be very careful, Riki. TPing to the top lane, he's already hunting for the Nature's Prophet. Look at this play from DJ, even before Jacroy came.
He knows, man. Like, DJ, whether he's playing Radiant or Dire, the top lane is really... I don't know what it is about him, but he's really good at the top side of the map for some reason. Oh, the lightning bounce there gave it away.
Yeah, he did have the sentry there, started running away, but now DJ is gonna have to run away from this one. Doom not yet ready for 15 seconds, and DJ protected by his teammates Dread. He might be running into a trap. He pulls DJ back in, but immediately is gonna be slept. Riki has been stunned up. The dust, it expires. He jumps to the side, and Starstorm is not gonna be connecting DJ. That was so close, but yeah, ooh, creeps. They get in front of them and they save DJ. He didn't deserve to live.
Like, first missing the second star of the Starstorm and then those creeps getting in the way. My lord.
Man, Travis, he was so close to getting the kill. After that, they do kill Armel, who has been... He hasn't really been focused today, has he? And that's gonna be a nice kill. Finally, they will find the ward there on the side of Fnatic, so they'll ward that one. But the Roche seems to be on the menu for spawn, and for now, Fnatic, they're not aware.
No, they are not, and they're also not really in the kind of position where you feel like contesting this anyway. You have too many items to get. Like, as much as this looks like a non-greedy lineup now, because all of these are playmaking cores, like, they are playmaking cores that need to have their items first in order to actually start doing that. So, Magnus only just got his BKB. He's ready to fight now. Armel only just got his shard, doesn't have a blink yet. Would really like to have that blink first as well. And of course, the Enigma going pretty greedy, actually, on this bot lane. See what the point booster is for, good sir, because I thought that previously he had the Octarine core queued up, but he took everything else out.
It is the Octarine.
Yeah, it is. Because he doesn't have... No, he doesn't have Lats. It is.
Okay. I mean, I like the Ether Lens. I like the Ether Lens, but the BKB blink, and then you jump in, use the ulti onto the Doom, and that's it. There's no one who can break it. Doom now, he's gonna be caught by the Rubik. What rage is that, Rubik now? And they get a bonus Nature's Prophet. Okay, they might even kill him twice because he has an Aegis, and the sleep onto the Mirana. And that's gonna be a nice lullaby that we play to. They will stun the Magnus, but slowing down Jacroy. He has nowhere to go, he has nowhere to hide. They will kill the Riki, but Gabby going forward, he wants the RP. The Mirana already dead. Spawn, only 2 of their heroes are alive, and it is the goddess Selemene that is protecting them, but the princess has died, so they don't have the connection to the goddess any longer, and they're gonna be coming back, but they'll be safe for now.
And that was an insanely painful teamfight loss for one where really only the Rolling Thunder got expended.
Yeah, that is true. No big ultis. RP even held there. 9-second BKB from the Magnus. Okay, that is something that you are giving away as Fnatic.
Yeah. But ultimately, I think the big deal there was Januel getting the steal off onto the Pulverize. And especially once his shard gets up, Januel only becomes better at interrupting this this Primal Beast. Yoinking people straight out of his hands.
Okay. Kips, how is Doom so poor? Like, what the actual hell? Okay, we're gonna have to hold that thought as Jacroy says, kill me, please. Again, I didn't die enough there with the Aegis. I want to die 3 times in 2 minutes, and I really don't know what that was all about.
I don't know either. And as for, like, the only thing I can think of is that the Doom has constantly interrupted farming to go pester Armel. That seems to have been his mission this game, and to be fair, they kept Armel down really well. Like, nothing really has happened, but yeah, he also seems to have been pretty preoccupied with that.
Yeah, weird. He was stopping the network shard before the Midas. Then you get the Midas. You have a built-in Midas +1 as well. You're literally producing gold. You have a formula for it, and the Magnus is just ways ahead of you.
Magnus is un-out-farmable. I don't think there's any hero that farms as close. I mean, Alchemist, I guess. I would like to see a race between Alchemist and a core Magnus. I think that one could be a pretty exciting neck-and-neck race.
Yep, so KP, he has an Octarine core, he is gonna get doomed. The extra HP definitely will be helping him a bit there, but they need to protect him even more. Rubik pushes him a little bit closer to the enemies. He will die to the Fissure, but Jacroy again in a really bad position, and Swashbuckle will finish him off. Gabby, think about fighting, doesn't have the RP. Ricky will be fine, but Rubik will get smashed. So let's see if you can get out right now. DJ wants to live, but the ground is burning. Doom was invis, he didn't know what was killing him, but in the end, he will die. Buyback from the Rubik, is that gonna be enough to dissuade Spawn from going forward? It seems like the answer for now will be yes. Armel though, he does get a kill, has the roll up and the blink dagger. Not really easy to kill this guy. Actually, with the echo slam and the follow-up stuns, it's gonna be more than easy to bring Armel to justice after he just slaughtered 3 of their heroes.
I think something really funny just happened. Because the slam of Primal Beast, pulling people up and down counts as damage, right? The Rubik just pulverized Mamangdaya while Mamangdaya had the trample on, which counted as a bunch of
movement,
bunch of movement, and so Januel just killed himself on the trample with that.
Yeah, that is what
Great
happens.
interaction.
This is what happens when you want to fight a stronger guy. Usually what ends up happening. Doom gonna be slept. He's not gonna be blinking out anytime soon. He does have the War Stomp, but he's not gonna be able to use it now with the RP inside of the smoke cloud. He's gonna be moved closer to the Enigma, and in the end KP gets the kill. Very nice pickoff.
Very nice indeed, and a nice little recovery for Fnatic after that disastrous mess of a team fight. But you know what? Spawn does need the fights to be messy, because if they're clumped, if they're focus firing, then between the RP and the black hole, you're going to absolutely get shredded. So yeah, split those fights up, run in different directions. Nature's Prophet on one end, Mamangdaya on the other. Pick Fnatic apart piece by piece so that they won't want to spend those big ultimates, or will have to spend them ineffectively.
Jacroy is going for an Aghanim Scepter. That's really interesting to me because... Okay, no, he's finishing off the BKB. The Mithril Hammer is coming out. Okay, Aghanims is fine, but I want to see a BKB. Against the smokescreen, you just can't play Dota.
Absolutely not. I mean, you can't even play Dota versus the Sleeping Dart, frankly, but...
that is always going to be an issue, I guess, that you're going to have to find ways to deal with. And the ways to deal with is to be together. So that you have someone there to hold your hand while you're in a nightmare. But Spawn, they are in a smoke. And so far, no one of Fnatic is coming close. Jonewell.
Well,
yep.
You don't have to be close in order to die. The charge distance from that onslaught is absolutely ridiculous.
That really is, but it's still only Rubik that really has been having a pretty bad game. They will find the Ricky.
How about the Ricky?
There. DJ. Arrow not going to be connecting. It has already been dusted. He will sleep the beast. Be very careful not to wake it. And considering that he has the status resistance, he's not going to be staying in that one for too long. And it is going to be another one for Spawn. Enigma died as well, so Red did use his Doom there, right on Vision. So nicely done there by him as well.
Yep, and Spawn once again proving themselves to be very resilient in this game. And we are looking at... Oh, and a dead courier as well for the Magnus. So that probably had the rest of his AC on it.
Yep, it did. He was only missing the plate mail gold, and he had the rest of it in the courier. So now when he bought the plate mail, it couldn't really finish. But Spawn, they're showing their teeth here, Kips, and they really want to win this one. They want to force out the game 3. They have smelled that Fnatic are vulnerable and that they can actually win a game, potentially a series against them. And they're doing quite well now in the mid game. Started going south a bit for them, but they're back on track.
They are, yes. I do think that they are going to be in another spot of trouble when KP reaches that BKB. I don't think there will be anything to stop Fnatic from going forward once he has that. But so far, the fact that he went for the Octarine first has really allowed Spawn a lot of space and a lot of peace of mind on this map to plant their wards down, colonize, make their pickoffs.
Red.
This time, Red.
He pops the BKB. He's gonna try to live through this one. The damage is gonna be quite a lot, but he gets the stun off just in time. The black hole immediately on Mamang Da. They're not gonna be playing around. They want to get the kill. They also sleep the Doom in the backline, but Mamang Da pops the BKB and all slots away for now. Red will be dropping down, and Mamang Da nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He's gonna be the second casualty of this battle. Arrow into the Ricky. Armel gonna be going for the Rolling Thunder, and finally, Armel is gonna be doing so much in that fight in terms of keeping the lull away, and that's gonna be the third casualty there. Fnatic, they strike back as soon as we start praising Spawn. They get caught once again.
I do feel like a lot of that space that Spawn had was not necessarily of their own doing though, but of Fnatic splitting up, taking it easy. I don't feel any urgency in their plays necessarily, and they have been rewarded by getting back the gold lead at this point, getting all their core items up for these playmaking heroes. I do think we're now looking at least a window of 10 minutes where Fnatic are the undisputed bosses on the map. If they feel like pressing their advantage though, which so far they haven't.
You did talk about their strength in terms of team fight, and really it's unparalleled by a lot of lineups, and especially by this lineup from Spawn. I'm looking at this Shaker, and the Lil has to do so much. I think he's going for an Octarine, and I actually like this. I think it's a smart move. Shaker needs to control everybody in these fights.
Absolutely. He has so many hats to wear, and especially if Mamang Daya is disabled in any way, shape, or form, the Lul is really the only one who can do any controlling around these fights, and he might have to cancel a black hole here. He might have to, you know, put a barrier in front of the Pangolier there. There's so many things he needs to do. So yeah, these shorter cooldowns, this might be a game saver for them if he can manage to get this item at a reasonable time.
I'm really liking the Traven's bot A gem. I think Spawn, they have to have the better vision in this game. It is a necessity, especially against the Ricky. DJ doesn't break the smoke. Actually, he did break the smoke. It's just that they were under the guise of the Moonlight Shadow. Spawn are trying to get info around this Roche, because that is going to be the next thing that you fight for. DJ showed himself, and he's going to be regretting that choice for the rest of his short life. No, it's actually going to be much longer than Spawn thought it was going to be. They have a black hole, they have the RP, they use RP onto one, they just wanted to kill the Doom. He's going to be protected by the trees. Nature, it protects us, so save it. But Spawn, the rest of them, they're all going to be taken down, and the Doom as well, straight into the pivot. Fnatic, this is the big fight they were looking for, and this is going to break the game in their favor.
Januel with the stolen pulverize, lifting Roshan all the way to the edge of his pit. And it was Januel that really stopped the Spawn initiation in its tracks there. Really great interrupt, really great steal as well. And that turned the entire plan on its head.
Oh, look at poor Jacroy. Doesn't know what to do. You know. Just sleep it off, maybe. Does go back to the base, but Mamang Dai has found the Ricky, and maybe, just maybe, he can get this kill, and that's gonna be enough damage. This Proud Beast packs a punch.
Yeah, he does. Kaya and Sanjet already. It's gonna Ogre Seal Totem here as well, so a little extra help versus the Smoke Cloud. But this pick-off is not exactly what they need to actually get themselves back into the game. There's an Aegis on Armel now, the one that is really sensitive to getting doomed, the one that you imagine is going to get focused here, which maybe is an opening for Spawn still, because Armel is not exactly their biggest damage dealer. You can afford to focus on Gabby now if you'd want to, though of course he has a Lincoln Sphere, he has an AC. He's not an easy target either.
I don't know. Can you really fight if there's a Rolling Thunder? I feel like I would still doom the Pango and just ignore him. If I would be gunning for a big team fight victory. Of course, if I would be gunning for a pick off, I'd be going for someone else.
Agreed. I do think that he still needs to eat the doom. Octarine done on the Lul.
Yep. And Octarine done on the Pango and on the Enigma as well. So we have 3 Octarines in play currently. We'll see how much they do come into play. Actually 4, sorry, because Red does have one as well. Seems like a very popular item nowadays.
I mean, let's face it, cooldown reduction is ridiculous. It's one of the few ways to hold that thought.
Yep. Well, Travis is not going to have any thoughts now. Armel goes forward. Red will be popping the BKB. Where's the RP? It's not going to be there in time. Red is fine.
Yeah, I suppose you can draw the black hole there on him, but the threat of the black hole. It's a bit of a meme, right? Oh, the threat of the black hole is more important than the black hole itself. But in some cases, like this one, the enemy needs to stay apart.
Yep, now there's no threat of the black hole because he doesn't have the mana, and Jonal smashing down Red into the ground. It's gonna be the Pango that finishes the job. They also steal the stomp there, so Rubik is gonna have some way to stun people. He does have the blink. Ricky will be going down. Armel, of course, does have the roll up to keep himself safe, and it is gonna be a 1-for-1 again, favoring Fnatic.
But I don't think these pickups were actually good enough, especially because they didn't get Mamang Daya after all that. So they have to go back, rethink their plans a little bit here. Wait for that Rolling Thunder, maybe.
The way I'm looking at it is if
back in.
Nature's Prophet is in the base, I'm happy, right? And that's
Yep.
what they managed to spawn. They're going for a smoke. They want to make something happen. Gabby with an Invis rune. Ricky is dead. Why is there an Invis hero? He jumps in. He's going to get stunned up. Gabby wasn't expecting that one. He might have the Lincolns. He doesn't have the BKB. He does get the skewer out of that one. I don't think they saw him. He was maybe in the trees, so no follow-up.
Yep, and I think Gabby literally blinked into the arrow there from Travis.
I think it was the Shakers
it the
enchant
Shaker stuff?
totem. I think it was
That
because
could
it
be
was
as
way
well.
too low, or maybe that's the
He was
reason.
like point blank.
Okay, then it makes sense. Then it makes a bit more sense. Yeah, I think you're right. And also Doom onto the Enigma. This has happened a couple of times in the game. Enigma lifted up, not thrown far away, and it is gonna be a kill. Armel going for a Rolling Thunder. Let's see how you're gonna deal with this one. On the other part of the map, there is gonna be an RP used, and Travis finishes off Jonewell. That could be a returned gem if it was on the Rubik, which I think it was. But they're gonna be going for Armel. He cannot go anywhere. He is leashed. He's not getting out of this one under the follow-up stuns. That's gonna be one life of his gone down the drain. They want to come back. They want to save him. They want to help him, but he will not move an inch. We have seen this so many times in the game, Kips, when Armel is just stunned up from 100 to 0.
Yeah, today has really been Armel's day to lose all of his HP in one single go. And Spawn keep on finding these separated out fights where they get to take heroes down one by one, and Fnatic is just too slow on the draw to actually get their big overwhelming team fight together.
Spawn, they are going for a blink on their Earthshaker. Among Daya and Dalol, they are hunting. These two have been the real hunters with the majority of this game, but they don't have good vision. So Ricky, if he spots them, they're gonna know exactly what's up. But Gabby needs to be careful. He does have a refresher, but doesn't want to use it right now. Double BKB on the menu there for him. Does have the arcane rune still, thinking about going forward. And Ricky is there to catch the Shaker. This is a really big kill if you can get it. Immediate echo. He knew that Gabby was gonna come. He does pop the BKB before. He does get arrowed. KP has the BKB as well, but they have to run away. Jakro trying to kill Junwell. He'll be able to do it there in the end. KP now running away with his BKB. Or BKB and Black Hole are gonna be useless against the might of Spawn. Gabby runs away with a tail between his legs. Actually, Magnus doesn't have one, but you can see that he is scared.
How does it keep happening? Fnatic! Because the Ricky goes in, right? He gets the vision, he starts to fight, and then all of the heroes with the big ultimates sort of sit there like, I sure wish that I could, I don't know, press my refresher and have an RP right now. So Gabby doesn't. Instead, he goes for skewer back, completely misses. He sits there being like, yeah, the threat of the black hole is way more important than the black hole. Also, I'm too late and they're all spread apart again already now. And here they're going to get caught on the tail end again if they're not careful.
Magnus is level 25, so the RP now lasts even longer. Doom going in on him. He wants to use it, and he will. He's gonna get arrowed right after it as well, but the Rolling Thunder is gonna be quite nice. Not enough to save Gabby. 3.3k HP is nothing for Spawn. He's running forward to do some damage. Maybe they can get the deny. Not gonna be happening. Ricky does no damage, and Red gets the kill. That is gonna be 1600 gold for Spawn just from one kill. Nature's Prophet a bit too deep. He's gonna be slept, and something was stolen. It is gonna be a Sprout there. And finally, they go for the black hole with the BKB. There it is. There it is. We're gonna be seeing it, and poor Jacroy is gonna be on the receiving end of it.
For goodness sake, Fnatic, use your spells.
Now, I really like the early game where Gabby was jumping in and using the RP just to start out the fight, and then you get one kill and it's much easier to play. But he hasn't been able to find the jumps lately.
No, and also I think they've just been too conservative. They've all been like, oh man, I could decide the game with this spell, so we gotta just hold it, hold our cooldowns, we get him next time, boys. Where if you would have been just using it freely off cooldown before, maybe you would have had a way bigger advantage right now. We wouldn't be seeing Armel
Is
try
he living?
desperately to roll his way out.
He's living, Kips. It looked like it was impossible, but he does manage to survive. He has actually baited Spawn in red. This is where I wanted you. This is what I wanted. Armel, if he was really gunning for that one, he's a genius. Now Among Die, he wants to leave. He doesn't have a blink for 9 seconds. He's not going anywhere. The Sleeping Dart, the Malefice. There's just gonna be a small little Eidolon spawning next to him, and he cannot even go through the trees. All of his paths have been blocked. Armel dodges that one. He's a genius there. Fnatic finally show off what their mid laner is capable of.
Took him long enough, 38 minutes, but
Yep, 38 minutes.
But we got there.
Indeed. Yeah, that is true, and that is a big fight. That is a big engagement that you win, and you also have a double RP currently. So if you continue right now with Fnatic, you could get a couple of extra kills.
exactly. And I do want to see just you have double, so drop that RP down on literally the first guy you see. Force out some buybacks. There aren't any buybacks at the moment, but of course, Fnatic do not have any way of knowing that because there's no cooldowns. It's only about money.
Riki's the one carrying the gem right now. It is still the... Okay, it's not the only gem that has been bought. Spawn does have one on their side as well. This was bought by Jonewell, so Fnatic finally invested in it. It's insane. Both the Pango and the Magnus, they pack a punch because of the Empower, but especially the Magnus.
Yep, and he's hit a level 25. Oh, yeah, you already talked about that, didn't you?
Yeah.
RP duration plus the refresh orb. All he needs is his target.
That's 9.5 seconds. That's 9.5 seconds, Kips. Okay, there is Titan Sliver on the Nature's Prophet and a Sanjan Count on the Primal Beast. Everyone else never moves. I mean, yeah, okay, these guys only are gonna be stunned for 6.5. So I guess that's a lot better.
No biggie. 6.5 seconds stun.
Jacroy TPing out. Basher and Pango is at the ready, but he will not get defined. And now it is going to be in this game Fnatic that invest way too many heroes. But unlike Spawn in the previous game, they won't be getting anything.
No, and Spawn, for what it's worth, have been really good at not overreacting, not holding hands too much, not walking face first into these really big ultimates. And they're this siege here again, like they've put Travins on the front of it.
Look at the range of the Fissure for the Shaker. Like, it's not even in the
With the
screen.
telescope.
And he has the level 20 talent, 320 Fissure range. But Fnatic, they're like, we're gonna get close, so let's see how your range does then. They're gonna lift him up in the air. That is the perfect target to kill. Lotus Orb there to protect him. There is no protection for you. Rubik is gonna be taken down. Jacroy will be the one taking him down as well. It's gonna buy back immediately, and the Pango will get doomed. He needs to run away, but the Black Hole immediately used. They want him among dead, and Gabby, he's not playing around. He has a big hammer, a big strong hammer at that, and he's gonna be finishing off Mamang Dai, who used the refresher to do absolutely nothing. Mirana running away from the Riki, doesn't want to be slept, but look at this Fnatic on all fronts. They're trying to strike, and Travins TP's out finally. It seems like Spawn, they'll only lose 2.
And Fnatic finally use both the RP and the Black Hole in a single fight, come out the winner, finally take down Mamang Daya, and get to grab this Roche as a reward, and there is another refresher shard on there.
Sorry for stopping you. There's something very interesting on the map. Like, look at Red where he is right now, and look at the tree and the size of it. Like, look at it next to Red right now. Do you see the big tree, or is it the bug just for me?
I think that is a bug just for you. I don't see any trees of unusual size.
Okay, you don't. I'm gonna screenshot this. I've never seen this in my life, and the people on the stream, I have no idea what that is. Sorry for stopping your thoughts, but I just thought that was a very important thing to talk about. But yeah, Fnatic Aegis. So
I mean, it is. Like, I wanted to say, yeah, bugs are rarer than, a Doom and Aegis getting taken, but maybe not. This is Dota 2.
yeah. Armel, he has an Aegis, and he's gonna be losing it immediately. Red going for a TP out, hoping for it. He didn't want a BKB. It's like they have so many ways to cancel it anyway, so his insolence will be punished, but it is an Aegis down.
And the Rubik has stolen the Setter Mindsealer mana burn.
Awesome. Jonuel is very happy with it for sure.
Absolutely, but that's also a pretty rare Pepe.
For sure. Not gonna be happy with it. Why isn't Armel building a Lincoln's? Okay, now he is building a Lincoln's. He's had enough. Smoke from Fnatic going forward. Is this the right time to strike here, Kips?
They really have no other choice but to, like, especially with this ward here, get information, fish for, no, there's a sentry there, DJ, yeah, this...
That ground is gonna be stunned for 5 seconds. Gabby shows off the force. This is what happens to anyone who comes close. He actually does have the arcane blink, so that's why you cannot cancel it, literally.
Yeah. The victim of his own success there. But no, they need to threaten these pickoffs because that is the only way that they can properly get this siege done with. This many disables waiting for them. It's very risky indeed because they don't have any siege. They just literally have to put Gabby on the high ground.
And they're following your advice. Just use the spells. Doesn't matter if you connect on someone or not, but use the RP. Yep. Enough for a Rax. So you definitely
were intimidated.
Yeah, right on with that one.
I should have never left Southeast Asia.
Yeah. Well, maybe one day you come back to coach there, but you are getting to cast beautiful Dota, and it's not you know being hard for you to watch because one of your teams is yours. So
oh, the heartbreak, dude. That's one of the reasons why I stopped. Honestly, I just couldn't take it, especially if you're just losing. Like and I say this with full respect. I don't know how Alliance does it. It's such a hard time, and they've just been getting their hearts broken over and over again for a couple of years in a row now. How do you do that?
It's much harder to lose when you're a favorite than when you're the underdog. When no one expects nothing from you, it's much easier.
But you always expect something from yourself, dude. Because if you didn't think you could win, you wouldn't be there.
Okay, that is true. Mamang Daya is hiding in the trees. Gabby is being a ninja with a ninja gear, but his smoke is gonna get broken. Horn toss, he doesn't find Mamang Daya, but Mamang Daya will find him. He's gonna be lifted up into the air, and Red jumps into the black holes. He says, go for me as well. He had the Doom. He had the Doom on himself. He thought that was gonna cancel, but the Enigma was far enough away. He's gonna be fine. Now he's running away. This Doom is gonna be expiring fairly soon, and there's nothing you can do about it. They will kill Gabby. That's gonna be a beautiful one for Delo. But is there any fall up here for Spawn? Jacroy is very strong. He's gonna be slept there under the sentry. Still has the BKB on disc to assemble as well, so should be fine. DJ trying to go forward. Swashbuckle there. Jacob lifted up into the air. The buyback from the Prime Beast. It's time to run away. But have you gone too deep? Armel, he cannot move because of the Sprout. Even all of the trees got taken down, and still they are keeping him in place. He needs to run. Does have the blink. Fnatic, they should be fine now. What a fight there. Kips Doom, he thought he was gonna cancel the black hole.
He thought he did. He jumped right into it, but he was just a little bit short. And then Armel, I don't know if it was luck or skill. I'm gonna just go for skill. Actually pushed him further out again, allowing that entire black hole to go off without a hitch. And that gets him that Mamang Daya kill, and ultimately Mamang Daya buyback as well. And that is huge because Mamang Daya, no matter what he does, he will always be in the middle of the fray. He will always, if he wants to contribute, he will be killable. And that is finally an opening for Fnatic. A win condition for Fnatic, where they say we just have to aim for this man and we can bring the base down.
That I really like now the Octarine on the Enigma. Of course you're gonna go for that one, but the cast range is really what won you the fight there. Imagine if that Doom cancels the black hole immediately. It's a complete disaster for Fnatic. Gabby, he died after it either way without getting any of his spells off, so it actually would have been quite bad. This Aghanims on the Doom, it changes a lot.
It changes the entire makeup of the late game, and it does that versus a couple of these heroes, right? It's not just versus an Enigma, but you have several other options, like for example the Faceless Void. Anybody who would really like to itemize with a Linken's against that Doom, like sure, it gives you a window now, but not actually a save as long as the Doom can stick on top of you.
jumping in and RPing, it's just not possible. You can just hold hands if you're Spawn and run in like madman, and you might still live. Yep.
You know what? I think that's one of the reasons why Gabby has had the top net worth for so long. Maybe not anymore, but for sure the amount of treants he's been mopping up around the map would have been a big part of it.
For sure. We have 3 heroes that have 500 CS on the map here. So it's the Magnus, it's the Pango, and the Nature's Prophet. So we'll see if we'll get to 1,000 maybe in this game. It's gonna take some time, but maybe not so much because the Treants and the Eidolons, they're having some really big battles. Jacroy,
Jacroy showed.
Oh, he has an A on this, he has a BKB, but he's not getting out of this one alive. He needs help, and he's calling for his team. Come, I have an A on this. I can buy time. The RP onto the end. It's not gonna be lasting too long. He turns around. He's gonna start smacking with a Satanic and the Echo Slam. It's gonna be huge, especially with this Doom right now. They can't use any of their spells. And Enigma is ready with the Black Hole. He's gonna be going for it onto Jacroy, but he's gonna be immediately cancelled by the Fisher. He has another one, but who's gonna do the damage? Is gonna be there in the Doom. He is doomed with his own, and from the red Doom from the Rubik as well. Among that, he does jump into the buyback from Gabby. He's gonna be joining this fight fairly soon. TPs onto the outpost. It's time to run, Spawn. It's time to run right now. There's the Stolen Fisher. The Rubik is doing so much in this fight, and Jacroy is back in the world of the living, but very soon he could be sent beyond. Jeunuel is destroying them. A 2-man Fisher there into an RP. Rubik is just gonna keep them in place. Nature's Prophet cannot move because of the shard on the Rubik. He cannot move away from this Fisher. The buybacks are coming through, but they don't care. They will kill their carry yet again. Jeunuel just destroying Spawn in that fight.
He has been a punching bag of Spawn for this entire game. Every time we saw Jeunuel make contact with the enemy, that's GG. There it is. They don't want to wait it out. They don't want to see their base get destroyed. That's it. Jeunuel just gave Fnatic the last fight, the final fight, the fight that they needed to win. That's some MVP stuff right there.
Imagine you're a Doom, you have 2 Dooms on you. With one you're happy, with the other one you are just not. And you know, he's running into Fnatic like, oh, I'm dooming everyone, and his teammates are next to him, and then the Rubik steals it, sends it away, and then everyone on his side is doomed. Is just complete disaster.
Oh, that was fantastic. And you know what? Like the advice, use your spells. I guess Jeunuel said like use our spells. Nah, I'm gonna use their spells. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, definitely. But that was just an amazing performance for him in the last fight. But overall, I have to say Spawn and Fnatic, they might be looking like the one of the weaker teams here in the BTS Pro Series. Spawn is of course gonna be eliminated, so they're not here any longer. But Fnatic, I don't have much faith in them into going late into this tournament. They're just not looking crisp.
No, they're looking, I want to say lethargic almost. Like there is some good things about them taking it slow, like they show in that first map, like they do everything right as far as playing from behind goes. Eventually Gabby's big and they just walk forward with him. But it all looks so routine. It looks very almost like they need a vacation, you know? And this game here as well, Spawn just kept picking them apart because Fnatic can't really be bothered to play this one sharp, you know, because they know they'll probably get out ahead anyway in the end. And they do. They will. They have the skills to pay the bills in the end. But yeah, I don't have a lot of faith either, I gotta say.
It's not looking good for them. We'll see how they do in the continuation of the tournament. But for now, we are going to be continuing our program going into the second series of the day, which is going to be Polaris versus eHome, another elimination series. Today, we said goodbye to Spawn, but we're going to be saying goodbye to one other team after a 15 to 20 minute break. So stay with us and we'll be right back.